Hello and welcome to my NFL playoff predictions for the 2020-2021 season. I am the Sports Wiz 101, and today I give you my preseason picks for this year's playoffs. That may sound a little confusing. All I mean is I am making these in the preseason. If anyone is out there accessing them after the 2020 season. But here we go. Looking at the 2020 postseason, if you want to see my explanations for each of these teams, there is a couple of videos I have put out this week that can explain my thoughts on these teams. So without further ado, let's begin. In the AFC, we got Steelers and Patriots. I think that Steelers Patriots will be a low-scoring contest, but in the end, I think Pittsburgh is going to be the team with a better offense, and as a result, the team that wins the game. Bills-Titans. I think the Bills still have a strong weakness when it comes to defending the run. If there's one thing Tennessee does best, it's run the ball. So, give the Titans the win there. Then we move over to Browns and Ravens. Now, in the off-season, I basically decided, you know what? I don't have faith anymore in Lamar Jackson to win in the postseason. I don't have any faith in that anymore. So as a result, I am going to pick against the Ravens in every postseason game until Lamar wins a game. Which means the Browns are going to the divisional round in these picks. Moving on to the NFC, Bucks and Bears. This is a rematch of a regular season contest. I think week 5, I could be wrong there. But I think that no matter the result in their regular season meeting, I think it's going to be worse for the Bears here, and the Bucks are going to win. I think that Tom Brady could be just getting used to his new targets in Tampa and the new plays he'll have to learn. But when it comes to this game, he won't be just getting used to it. He will know the plays forwards and backwards by the time this game would happen. And I think that'll be enough for the Bucks to beat the Bears. Moving on, it's 49ers and Cowboys. Now, is San Francisco going to go through a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover? Sure. But with Dallas, I don't think they have the right coach yet. I don't think Mike McCarthy is the right coach for the Dallas Cowboys. So that being said, give the win to the 49ers. And then it'll be Cardinals at Seahawks. Now, if there's one thing I know about the Seahawks, never bet against them at home. So I gotta go with the Seattle Seahawks right there. Moving on to the divisional round, again starting in the AFC, Steelers and Titans. This is a tough one for me to pick, especially because these are both teams that I'm extremely high on. That being said, I think Pittsburgh has the better overall team, and that's going to lead to a trip to the AFC Championship game for the Steelers. Moving on, you got Browns and Chiefs. I think this will be relatively easy for Kansas City. And another thing, never underestimate Andy Reid coming off a bye. I got to go with the Chiefs there. And that means they'll have 3 straight AFC Championship games at Arrowhead. Moving on to the NFC, Tampa Bay and Seattle. This is going to be a close one, and I feel like this might just go to overtime. maybe even double overtime. But again, don't bet against the Seahawks in Seattle. I gotta go with Seattle right there. 49ers Saints. Again, another good one. And I think that here the Saints, that motivation that I mentioned in the NFC video is really going to kick in. And they are going to beat the 49ers in an all-time classic. And now moving on to the championship games. Now, first up in the AFC Championship games, Steelers at Chiefs. I think that the deciding factor will be fatigue. Pittsburgh's going to have gone through 2 tough road games. Kansas City, on the other hand, went through a relatively easy game with the Browns. So I gotta go with Kansas City to go to their second straight Super Bowl. And then in the NFC, Seahawks Saints. Now, it's usually at this point where the Saints have some sort of flounder, and that leads to their opponent moving on to the next round. Not this time. They are not going to do it at this point. This time. I think New Orleans makes it to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2009. And then you move on to the Super Bowl, where it's the old guard represented by Drew Brees versus the new guard represented by Patrick Mahomes. I think this is going to be a good one. And it is going to come down to the last play, where I think the Chiefs will pull off a miraculous play, maybe a Hail Mary, to win a second straight Super Bowl and leave the Saints scratching their heads, wondering, what else do we have to do to make it and win another Super Bowl for Drew Brees? I don't know, but maybe, just maybe, that'll lead to some extra motivation into the next year for the Saints to win it all. Well, there's my postseason predictions. If you liked them, please like and subscribe.